Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah. Thanks for watching. So today I am doing part one of a two-part series on Socktober. So basically what I've gathered from that is people knit a lot of socks in October. I'm not really sure where the origin is from, but that's what I have gathered so far. So basically there's all these patterns on sale, and people are promoting new patterns, dropping new patterns, and it's just kind of all about socks. If you go on Ravelry on the hot right now, it's basically all sock patterns, which is awesome for sock designers. So socks are getting a lot of love right now. So I wanted to share two videos. The first one is socks that I have knit in the past and sock patterns I want to knit in the future. And the second video is going to be tools that I think are really helpful for knitting socks. Let's get started. So I am not a sock knitting expert, but this year, 2022, I decided to go on this sock knitting journey and try to knit the best socks for myself. So in the past I've knit socks and they've been okay. I haven't loved the fit or the techniques. I just didn't do them right. I'm not sure. They just weren't my favorite thing to knit. So I thought for 2022, I am going to try to knit some socks that fit really well, and I'm going to wear them and enjoy them for as long as they last, because I was also nervous about all the wear and tear that I put on my socks. So I decided to try my own personal year of socks. So I wanted to knit a pair of socks every month. I should probably make some videos to update you guys on this. So anyway, I have been successful so far. It is now October, so yeah, that's a lot of socks that I've knit. But I'm gonna share some of my favorites. The first pair I knit in January. This was kind of this was the pair of socks that started everything for me. These are the Wisteria Bloom socks by Aimee Sher, and they're knit in Echoview fiber mill. And I don't remember the yarn name, but it's like a bamboo Tencel. Unfortunately, they are no more, but you can probably still find the yarn like at local yarn shops. So anyway, I love this pattern. I got it for test knitting for Aimee. I modified it a little bit just because I wanted to be able to get 4 pairs of socks out of the yarn, because side note, sometimes socks feel really expensive. Like sock yarn can be a little bit more because there's a lot of yardage, and I have really small feet, so one of my goals was to just like make as many pairs of socks as I could. So I had gotten the yarn out of my stash, and I had gotten this from a like a complimentary pattern. So I was really excited about that. Anyway, these are the socks, and I sized down a needle. It calls for 1.5, and I did a US 1. And I also shortened the lace chart. So you can see it's only like an inch, and I believe it's supposed to be 2 inches. So I shortened that so that each sock would only be 25 grams. And I love these so much. I wore them so much. I don't even think I got to post a picture before I devastatingly threw them in the washer. So they didn't really fit as well after, which was so sad to me. They still fit well, but you can see they're like really felted. Yeah, the picot edge that I loved from the pattern, it's just not as defined anymore. So it's really sad, but I still wear them and they still fit. But yeah, this was really sock changing for me, knitting this pattern. It fits so well. It was beautiful. I enjoyed knitting it because of the needles I used. So I highly recommend Wisteria Bloom socks. The second pattern that I knit this year that I really, really loved was a test knit for Natasha of Northern Knits and Purl. So I was a test knitter for Natasha, and I used Woolberry sock set that had been sent to me from a Winter Wishes sock swap the year before. And this is the, I have to check what it is, Winter Sun socks. So I think they came out like maybe in February or March. And they have these beautiful cables on the side and this textured heel flap, which I love, love, love. And I really like the yarn color. I don't know what these are called. The variegation, I guess. It was a sock set from the Lord of the Rings club, I believe, that was sent to me. So I love the sock pattern. It also fits me really well. After I realized what size I needed to knit, I feel like most of my fit issues were gone. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. This is where I learned the German twisted cast on. I had never done that before, but she uses it so that it's like really stretchy. It's so stretchy, maybe I need to put some elastic like at the top of the socks. I don't know if people do that, but yes, I love this. She has some beautiful patterns in her library. I highly recommend. Also, she's very sweet and I love test knitting for her. Okay, so another pair of socks I knit this year I don't have with me because they were a gift. The Hibernation House socks by Lindsey Fowler of Larkspur Knits. I had been wanting to knit these for so long, and I knit them as a gift for my mom for her birthday. I loved them. I wanted to keep them so much. I used a Woolberry berry cashmere and a berry Suri, so they were high quality socks for my mom, and she likes them. I don't know how much she wears them just because I don't think she wants to mess them up. But the pattern was beautiful. There's so much twisted rib at the top though. If you aren't a fan, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe this pattern isn't for you, but I loved knitting this pattern. It was just relaxing. The texture across the sock, the foot of the sock was beautiful. Yes, highly recommend. So happy with these socks, how they turned out. I'm going to knit myself a pair, but like I said, they took a little bit of time, so maybe in the future. Okay, so in the next pair, I knit, I also don't have with me because they were a gift, but I knit the Totally Rad Ribbed Socks by Summer Lee Knits, and these socks are so cute. I was drawn to the little stripes around the top and a folded cuff. I love, she calls them tabbed, but I love a folded cuff. That's like my favorite feature on socks right now. I don't know why, but I just love them. So anyway, I knit these for my sister for her birthday. They were my May socks, and I actually got a skein of Farmer's Daughter Fiber Sock Club, monthly sock club. I don't know. It was from May of the previous year, so I got it from a D stash, and I thought that was cool because it was like, I knit them in May, her birthday's in May, the sock was from May, or the sock yarn. So anyway, I love this pattern because it was easily modified. You could do different heights or different number of stripes. So I think that's cool when you can get like 2 patterns in one. I also like all of Summer Lee socks, like actually all of them. Which brings me to the next pair of socks I knit for myself. These are my Weekend Shorty socks. Yeah. Weekend Shorty socks, also by Summer Lee Design or Knitwear, not sure. But these are a free pattern, so I like that. You can see I have worn them a lot. They do have some wear in the heel. I don't know if you can tell, but they felted a little bit in the heel, but I wear them really often because I just love the Shorty. Like, I don't think I used as many colors. Again, the pattern, it's supposed to be, these are all different colors, and I just coordinated them because that's just what I wanted. This yarn my parents got for me in Amsterdam from Stephen West's store, Stephen and Penelope, so that's kind of amazing. And so they gifted it to me years ago, and I just like had been holding on to it because, like I said, I was not an avid sock knitter. I didn't really like the socks that I made. So I had this yarn and I loved it. So this is the, I can't remember the yarn, but I will put it in the notes. And then this is Mondim, I believe, which is a sock yarn from Lisbon. And overall, really loved the fit of these socks. Super easy, and yeah, if you haven't knit a pair of socks before, I think this would be a great first sock. Also, the pattern's free, so it's like a lower investment, I guess. Yeah, I love them. I'm a big fan of the heel flap and gusset. I think that's really sturdy, and also I love turning the heel. I love how it just like becomes a heel. You're like, wow, now my sock is 3D. So that's very cool. I love this little part right here. Yeah, so I'm a heel flap and gusset person for sure. So the most recent pair of socks that I have knit for myself was actually a pattern that I designed, and I knit these up because I was like, would this be a good pattern? I'm not sure. And so I decided to knit them for myself, see if I liked them, and then I would move into making a pattern and publishing it. And it did come out recently, like October 1st, I think. No, end of September, just in time for Socktober. So here they are. There we go. So if you can't tell, it has a folded cuff, which I said is my favorite of all time. And a sweet little ruffle, which I love, and the ribbing that goes across the top of the heel or the foot. And it has an afterthought heel, which is my new favorite kind of heel. I never thought I would be an afterthought heel person, like cutting into my knits. What? Who am I? I don't know, but I love it. So this is my back to school sock set. So there's an option without a ruffle. There's an option with a taller cuff, shorter cuff, all of that. You can modify it however you want, like adding different colors to the toes, the heels. My test knitters made a lot of beautiful versions. Anyway, so I would definitely knit these again for myself because I love them so much. I just love the ruffle. It's mohair. You don't have to use mohair. You can use whatever you want, obviously. Some of my test knitters just used a contrast color. So anyway, I like them a lot. I'm really happy with how they fit, how they wear. So it's intentionally designed for children. So I have preemie to 10 years, but I number them like 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the last size 8. And I think it fits like a 7-inch. So if you're used to knitting like a 7-inch diameter sock, then this could fit you. But other than that, I don't have like other adult sizes for it. Okay, so those are all the sock patterns that I have knit recently. Oh, actually, if you can't tell, these matched, if you didn't remember. I used the leftover from this sock set to make this. So this is Woolberry Fiber Co. sock set, and it's from the Lord of the Rings Club that was gifted to me during a Winter Wishes sock swap, which is coming up. Very excited. Okay, so now that I've shared some of my favorite patterns from this year that I've knit, I want to share some of the patterns I want to knit in the future. So, like I said before, I'm not a sock, professional aficionado person. I just didn't knit socks, or I wasn't happy with the socks that I knit. And now I love knitting socks, and I think they're just the perfect project to carry around, to gift, all of that. So I just want to share what I've learned with you. But some sock patterns that I want to knit for the rest of the year, or maybe at the beginning of next year. The first one is the Fragment Socks by Helen Stewart from Laine magazine. I have started this sock so many times, but the first time I ran out of yarn on my second sock, and so that was devastating. And then the second time, it just wasn't right. So I really want to get this sock pattern correct. And I think I'm going to use this yarn. This was previously a Fragment and sock and a half, and now it's back. So I think I'll just modify it to have like a shorter cuff, and then I will be able to get 2. So I'm probably going to wind it, half and half, and see how much yarn I can get. The second pattern that I want to knit is the Cider House Socks by Summerly Knits. Put a picture here. I think she released them recently, maybe in time for Socktober, I'm not sure, but I just like the contrast of colors and textures. I am a fun sock person, so I would love to knit these and just have them as I wear my, more neutral colors. This isn't neutral, but it's not my usual color palette. So as I wear my neutrals, I can have these fun socks to go with them. Another pattern I saw recently in my magazine stash is the Zinner. I'm not sure, socks, but it's from Moon and Turtle. So I own that magazine and I want to make these socks. I am usually not a color work sock person. So most of the patterns that I've shared and that I plan on knitting, I don't think I included a color work sock. I just like the tension, all of that. It's just not my thing. So I don't knit a lot of colorwork socks, but this looks like a fun colorwork project. And I was thinking about making them sort of Christmas colored, like maybe red, green, and white. I have some sock yarn in those colors, and so I would really like to knit them. And in the book, they have like lots of different sizes, so I was thinking about knitting them for my husband. He has a hard time finding socks that are large enough for him, so I thought it might be fun to knit them. But I'm not sure yet because I don't think he really wants me to knit them for him because he doesn't want to mess them up and all of that. So I'm not sure. I might knit some for myself and then see how they go. But I really like this colorwork sock. It might be an exception to my no colorwork sock rule. So the last pattern that I would like to knit this year, or maybe the beginning of next, is the Sunday Socks by Petit Knit. I actually have a pair of Sunday Socks by Petit Knit. I've posted them on my Instagram before, and perhaps it was the yarn I used, or I'm not sure. They're way too big. They started off just fine, and now they're huge. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've thought about taking them out and reknitting them. I've thought about gifting them, but I really want a pair for myself because I love the rib. I love just like the cozy feel of how, I don't know, they're just like stretchy and soft. And yeah, I want them for myself, but after like 4 or 5 wears, they really just fell off my foot whenever I put them on. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just take them out and reknit them. They didn't take long at all, which is another reason I'd like to knit them again, because they're like DK weight, I believe. So I don't know. I already own the pattern. I might just knit another pair. I did knit the smallest size, so maybe I need to use like a lighter weight yarn and then they'll fit. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I really want to try them again because I loved how they wore like the first 3 times, and then I had to stop wearing them because they came off. But anyway, so those are patterns I've loved this year, patterns I hope to knit in the future. Thanks for watching my Socktober special. Please let me know what socks you are knitting in the comments. If you would be so kind to like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let me know what socks you're knitting. If you've knit any of these socks I've mentioned before, I hope you have a great Socktober and be looking out for part 2.